a tin of beans, an umbrella, and a jar of yeast extract. What brings these three items together? Well, besides this being the more Australian variant of Marmite, which I do prefer over Marmite, some might describe these as stereotypically British items. Two of these three items exist within this bizarre list of items that Brits admit taking with them on holiday, and one of them I threw in to see if you could spot the odd one out. So, which of these is the odd one out, and which one makes it into the top 10? Let's see. My name is Evan Edinger, and after 12 years of living in the UK, I'm always learning new things about my adopted home. So it's time to find out if I'm surprised by the items on this list or not so surprised. The data came from a survey of 2,000 Brits, and it wasn't just any survey. It was an M&S survey, or M&S travel insurance. I don't know, it's probably just some marketing wank. Anyway, the items on the left are gonna be in the top 10, ranked by percentages of Brits that supposedly bring them, so please chime in if you're one of these, because some of these are a bit odd. And the items on the right are the more obscure, leading up to the top 40. I hope you enjoy my Temu donut speed system here. So, enough faff, let's see what's behind door number 38. What do we got? What do we got? Ah, crystals. All right, 4%. 4% of Brits are bringing crystals with them on holiday. I guess if someone says like, why is your suitcase so heavy? You can be like, I packed some rocks. They're minerals, Marie. You might want me to be like, oh, that's stupid or blah, blah. Listen, I might think they're a little silly, but also it harms no one bringing rocks. Nothing to bash. I do think it's strange. I guess one of 25 Brits secretly is carrying some crystals with them, but hey, I'm sure there's weirder things on this list. Oh. Toilet seat covers. You know, I first saw this and I got a little confused because I was like thinking it's the top of a toilet seat that some people put on their toilets to make it look like a design. Already a big weird one for me. But it turns out these are those little sanitary things that you can put on your toilet seat so that your bum doesn't touch the seat. I guess that makes sense if you're like super stressed about that. I used to be like that. Like honestly, most of my adolescence and young adulthood, I'd lay the toilet paper on public toilet seats so my bum didn't have to touch it. But these days, I think I just had one really disgusting toilet that made me go, you know, if I've been able to survive that, I think it was literally a toilet seat in a convenience store in Compton in Los Angeles, and it was so grim. I could feel the like knife etchings in my butt. Not that there's knives in my butt, but anyway, I'm excited to see how you can use those if you ever go to Japan. The ones where you just squat over it and take a poo in a hole. Toilet seat covers aren't gonna help you there. If anything, it'll probably hinder you. Number 34, scented candles. I'm 6%. Listen, if you've seen my video on things that I import from America, I love scented candles, but I bring them back from holiday. I'm not out here trying to bring them to places. Some people like that feeling of comfort and smells from home, but for me when I travel, I like to experience the new smell. They're heavy as well. What? Who's bringing? This is in the obscure list. All right, let's move on back up the list. What we got next? Oh, 6% of Brits confirmed. Paddington Bear. Marmalade. I've never actually met someone my age that enjoys marmalade. You know, it's kind of like asking friends, do you like U2? No, there's no U2 fans out there. Are there any Marmalade fans out there that are under the age of 40? I don't hate it. It depends on the type of orange peel used as well, but okay. Maybe go to Portugal and you're like, this bread is delicious, but it needs a little orange spread. Okay. Number 29. I'm doing so great at this. Number 29, 6% of Brits bring a photo of their pet. Mate, come on. Do you guys have one of these, right? It's like a phone, but you can put images. So like, you can now be like, yeah, see, this is my dog, Butters. It's actually some food. Let me just look up dog. Oh, that is a very good boy, actually. There's a dog from Croatia. He's pretty cute. You don't need to bring a picture with you. It is cute though. I did also put 23 because along with photo of pet, the same amount of people also bring with them a photo of their like loved ones or family. Yet again, interesting. I've never once considered doing that. Would you like put them up around your hotel room, around your whatever accommodation, just to be like, I don't know, it sounds like something that they do in the films. So, all right, that sounds sweet. Well, we're moving on next. Let's see what we got. So, which of you guessed Marmite? Marmite is on our list. 7% of Brits are bringing Marmite with them on their holiday so they can make their food taste worse. Just like a bit of home. You can spread your Marmite on your toast, on your baguettes if you're in France. Reality, I assume that these people are just going somewhere like Magaluf or somewhere in South Spain and they're like, bag of chips, come on, eat a Marmite on top. What the f accent was that? This is what? One out of like 15 Brits is They're amongst you. Who else is amongst you? Well, next up, 9% bring their favorite mug. That's so sweet. You know, you can get a mug on holiday. Some people have a lot of sentimentality about their favorite mug. I've gotta have my beverages out of this one cup. Nearly 1 out of 10 though. It's 1 out of 11. Wow. Audience, are you bringing mugs with you? I'm just saying, I just find this weird. All of these things so far, I'm viewing as not utilitarian. I'm someone that brings what I need and I still forget stuff. Most of the stuff that I bring is camera kit, now that I think about it. But I need that to create the content. Judge me, you don't need a camera, do you? You don't need 3 different lenses and a drone and a GoPro. Anyway, so what we got next? Oh, okay, so 10% of Brits are bringing their childhood teddy with them. Yet again, I'm a very utilitarian guy. I'm not necessarily going to be bringing sentimental items like a teddy bear. I don't know, are like 10% of Brits like under the age of 12? I don't know, but so far on this list, the only one that I'd be like, I could kind of see it would be like the mug and the Marmite. Scented candles is still, I think, the most insane. What are you up to? Personally, never bring in stuffed animals. I barely have enough room for my freaking shoes. Moving on, we are now nearly at the top 10. Squash, 14%. Your favorite squash / cordial. So basically 14% of Brits are bringing with them a bottle of liquid that they can add to the water to make it not taste like water. I personally enjoy tasting water from around the world. You could be like, oh, the Finnish water is delicious. Scottish water, magnifique. This must go into like checked in luggage, because you just bring in like small under 100 milliliter shots. Do they sell travel size squash? There's a big market in there, Ribena, all right? Sell at the airport. Little tiny little boys be like, oi, just add it into your dish, add it into your water and make it taste really, really good. I don't know why my accent goes the opposite of British when I do that, but here we go. All right, and the final one before we get into the top 10, what do we have here? Salt and pepper at 14%. British people's favorite spices. Oh, just need a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I kind of get it, but like, I also don't. Out of everything on this list, statistically, I do feel like this is the one that most people in my audience are going to say yes to, but do you? There's gonna be salt and pepper wherever you are, right? In America, we have this huge culture where you go to a diner, at the end of the table, they have this section with the salt, the pepper, the syrups, they have the little cheese shaker and the chili pepper flake shaker if you're in like a pizzeria. But then in most diners, they have this little stack of all the different types of jams. And whenever you get like the really senior citizens in, they look 2 ways and then they just steal all the jams. And I guess they bring them with them on holiday with the marmalade. I think there was another one on here which was jam, and they just bring the salt and pepper shakers as well. I don't know what the UK equivalent of that is. I've heard of Brits stealing toilet paper from shops before, like from the toilet stalls, just taking a few squares to spare and throwing them in the old pocket. We've now made it to the top 10. Let's see what is going to be on our list. Number 10. This is the item that Brits bring with them on holiday. All right. Whoop, whoop. Oh, a loaf of bread. Brits, I don't know if you know this, but nearly everywhere else you go in the world will have better bread. 16%! 1 in 6 Brits is bringing a gosh dang loaf of bread on a holiday? Guys, where are you going with our bread? Was it Hovis Hill? Maybe you get like the Seed Sensations as a good shout, but as someone who's been like pretty much all around the world, we do have some of the worst bread. Just want to throw that out there. Obviously, the US is not included in this ratio, so if you're bringing your bread to the US, you are forgiven. I suppose you don't want to have that white, over-processed Wonder Bread. Fair play, fair play. But everywhere else, you're not given a pass. Why the hell are you bringing a loaf of bread? Maybe it's for the marmalade. Let's move into number 9. All right, I'm interested. What do we got? Ah, there it is. A can of baked beans. This seems just way too stereotypical to be true. Are you joking? 17% of Brits are bringing a oh, it goes to the loaf of bread as well. So here we are, so far. Your average Brit, all right, not necessarily average, 17% are bringing a tin of baked beans. And the same are probably bringing the loaf of bread, and they're gonna be able to season it, all right? They're able to have their favorite beans on toast rather than eating any of the fancy cuisine in other countries, so that they never will taste any sort of spice outside salt, pepper, and savory goodness. Hopefully at least they use local cheeses to put it on top to make cheesy beans on toast, which I will never say is bad. It's actually very satisfying. And beans are full of fiber. Very good for you. So stereotypical. So who guessed that the umbrella was on the list? What? I've never brought an umbrella on holiday, but I would it makes more sense to me as a utilitarian type person more than squash, more than like baked beans. Moving on up the list. All right, number 8. What? A travel kettle. You got a kettle and then you got your travel kettle. Little small 500 milliliter kettle. 19% of Brits are just stereotypically. 1 out of 5 Brits. You got your beans on toast. You got a little bit of tea kettle. What? I feel like most every place that I've ever gone in like the recent past has had a kettle available, like a small little kettle in the corner of the hotel, the Airbnb, wherever I'm staying. You got a little kettle, but maybe it's similar to the favorite mug. You're like, I have to have all my favorites. My favorite mug, my favorite kettle, my favorite tin of beans. It's just getting ridiculous, all right? 1 in 5. That means let's just say this video gets 100,000 views. 20,000 of those Brits in that audience if it's 100,000 Brits. I cannot believe that. This is ridiculous. It's just because I've never met anyone that's brought any of these so far. Hold on. No. I think my friend Doty's brought a childhood teddy before. I think so. Everything else, insane to me. Next up, okay. You know, your favorite pillow, 21%. 1 in 5 bring a pillow. This makes sense. The amount of trips I've been on where the hotel has like 2 choices of pillow, either like a thin piece of super flimsy softness or a hard rock. I don't sleep that well, and it ruins a lot of the holiday because I can't really feel well rested. So it does make sense. The issue is pillows take up so much space in your suitcase. What? I'm just imagining someone bringing like 3 suitcases full of like kettles and beans and a pillow. And this isn't even like travel pillow, by the way. This is their favorite pillow. Out of everything on the list so far, that's probably the one that makes the most sense to me. I understand where you're coming from, so fair play, fair play. Let's move on to number 6. Anti-bac. Wow, 30%. That makes sense, you know, especially during the old COVID stuff going on. Bringing some antibacterial, like washing up fluid type stuff. Okay. I actually do carry a very small amount in my backpack recently just because I got some for like $1 and I like the smell of it. So, I guess 1 in 3 Brits bring an anti-bac. Good for you. 5 left. What's going on? Oh, of course. 35% of Brits bring a bag of crisps. Why? 35%. 1 in 3. 1 in 3. Who are you? If it's to eat on the plane, acceptable. If you're eating it while you're there, there's so many nice snacks you could pick up wherever you're traveling to. You just want your familiar bag of crisps. Who are you? Next. All right, number 4. What do we got? It is slippers. Slippers. Who's bringing 35%? 1 in 3 people. Listen, when I'm packing, I feel like I barely have room to bring an extra pair of shoes that I can actually use on the holiday. Maybe nice shoes, maybe more hiking shoes. People out here bringing slippers. 1 in 3 Brits are bringing slippers. Y'all live in luxury, okay? I'd like to know if you're someone, regardless of if you're British or not, have you ever brought slippers? Why? You just want that comfort in the small amount of time you're in the like hotel room, I suppose? Depending on the hotel, a lot of times they give you those little cheap slippers and you're like, no, not good enough for me. Not with my travel kettle, not with my tin of beans. I need my own pair of slippers. All right, just weird. What do we got? It's gonna be coffee. Okay. I'm on the side here. 37%. As someone who has a caffeine addiction, you could probably tell, I feel like this makes the most sense. I went on a holiday once where I got food poisoning as soon as I landed in the Canary Islands for some reality TV show that I was on, and I started getting so sick because the only coffee that they had at this hotel in the Canary Islands was one of those dreadful machines where you just put it in and you push a button and it tastes like sludge. And I'm like, this is why people don't drink coffee. It tastes like shit. I'm this type of person every once in a while, but usually these days I don't bring coffee with me. I just immediately before I even go on the trip, seek out the nearest good coffee places to get some good stuff. And then I can experience it. Behind door number 2, only 2 left. Number 2 is biscuits. Biscuits. You couldn't get more British, right? Biscuits, if you didn't know, is what Brits call cookies. If you're an American, 40% of Brits are bringing with them their favorite biscuits. It's sweet. If it's eaten on the plane, I can't argue. That sounds nice, sounds sweet, rather than having those nasty little snacks the airplanes sometimes give you. Yes, I do understand that biscuits are a huge part of British culture. That's why I'm doing a taste test with my friend Matt of 25 different biscuits that they don't have in America, hopefully coming to your subscription feed sometime next week or the week after. So I've done 25 of them. I'm very excited to try it out, but I don't think I'd bring any with me on holiday. Yet again, when I travel, which by the time you're watching this, I actually might be in Vietnam, I'm eating everything I can in the country that I'm traveling to. I don't want the comforts of home. That's why I'm traveling, right? I don't know, maybe we all have just different styles of travel. Enough faff, let's move it on. What is number one? You guys already know it. You don't know. You don't need me to reveal it. Spill the tea! It's tea bags. 44% of Brits are bringing tea bags with them. What, you're bringing Yorkshire Gold? You're bringing Clippers? I did do a tea taste test video a couple years back. I'll link above. Spoilers. Well, the Lipton was awful, but I was actually surprised with the results because I've always been a big Twinings fan, but that didn't get it to number one in my list. But this makes sense. You want to have a nice British tea with you at your holiday where sometimes you get there and the only thing they have is that Lipton and you're like, bleh. I stand by Brits, all right? Bring your tea bags. That's such a lightweight thing. Throw them in your pockets, all right? Just pull out tea bags. I'm okay with that. But anyway, is there anything on this list that you find surprising? I feel like a lot of this list might be skewed by the type of people that answer M&S travel insurance surveys. That's just me. I almost want to call up friends and be like, hey, would you bring a photo of your cat? No. What's that? Sorry, my crystal is talking to me. Oh, I'm supposed to leave a segue here for our sponsor? Okay.
You know, I find something a little bit sus about that list of things that Brits admit to packing with them, because I've known many Brits through my life now, and I would say the number one thing they always bring is actually sun cream. Even in weather like this, which yes, it is sunny, but it's winter, I feel like no Brit leaves the home without sun cream, stereotypically. I mean, it's so sunny out today on this freezing February day, I feel like you can see space. What a good segue into today's video sponsor that has nothing to do with space, but has to do with your own space. That's squarespace.com. So if you guys didn't know, Squarespace is your #1 all-in-one website builder. All you gotta do is scroll through their many professional-looking templates, choose the ones you like, have a little tweak, and then bam, you've got yourself a professional-looking portfolio, or a web store, or a blog, you name it. You can use Squarespace to basically build the professional-looking website of your dreams. I built evanedinger.com using Squarespace. I found it quite easy, and now I have a really nice professional-looking place that, you know, if social media goes down because it's taken over by some billionaire oligarch, well, no one can buy me out. Hypothetically, you can. If you want to buy my website, but anyway, no. If you want to build a website for yourself, they've got a really good offer on. You can try it out for free for 2 weeks. And if you sign up using squarespace.com/EvanEdinger, hey, it helps out support the channel and you get 10% off. Thanks so much to Squarespace for sponsoring. Let's get back into the studio. Also, do you like my glasses? Yes, I did get new glasses. No, I don't like them.
Well, honestly, I'm still a bit surprised that an umbrella didn't actually make it to this list compared to things like loaf of bread in the top 10. But hey, I will say, not only did this surprise me, but it also didn't in many ways. It feels too stereotypical to be true, but hey, that's what you're gonna get when you pull people that answer the phone from M&S Travel Insurance. I just assume it's all a scam. I'm like, actually get mate. And then I'm Australian. Just a Vegemite. Either way, hope this was a fun one for you, and I'm producing some videos while I'm out on holiday in Vietnam because I can never actually take a proper holiday without being a content machine. So hopefully those videos hit your feed sometime in the next month or so. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Goodbye. 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 That's about it. Stop watching. The video is over.